Hello and welcome to Colred Plays Raid Shadow Legends. I am Colred. Thanks for joining me. I am back from holiday, and I've got a new video for you today. It's going to be a good news, bad news kind of video. The good news is we're back. We're making videos again. I was really excited to get back from holiday to start working on more videos for you. The bad news is I have contracted COVID. I'm actually fairly sick right now. I'm upright at the moment, but yeah, it's been a tough 24 hours. So I'm not really up to doing sort of the raid fundamentals or the deep dive videos that take a little bit more energy and time to prepare. So I apologize for that. But good news, Raid has seen fit to present us with an opportunity today for another shard pull video. And shard pull videos are always fun. There's sort of a confluence of events that's going on right now that makes me think that now is a good time for me to pull shards. And I'm going to talk about why that's true, and you can decide whether or not it's a good time for you to pull shard. So the event that we've got going on right now is the extra legendary event. And how this works basically is the chances of pulling a legendary are the same as normal. So on an ancient shard, you have a 1/2 of 1% chance of pulling a legendary. And that's the same as normal. However, if you do pull a legendary, you will automatically get a second different legendary. Okay, so a lot of people like this event. I actually think if you're a newer player, say in the first 6 to 8 months of your account or earlier, I would probably avoid these extra legendaries on ancient shards. I think the 2x events are better for you, and the reason isn't because of the legendary, but because of the epics. In a lot of cases, especially if you're free to play, the epic champions are actually where a lot of the value comes in. And when you get a 2x ancient shard event, this epic chance bumps from 8% to 16%. So even though the small change in legendary percentage kind of works out almost the same with an extra legendary versus 2x event, you would be getting double the number of epics. That's one of the reasons why I think a 2x event on ancient shards tends to be better. However, there are some other consideration, right? Which is, first of all, they simultaneously launched a summon rush. Now, this summon rush is in the middle of a fusion. We literally just ended a summon rush. And this is a completely different summon rush that is not part of the fusion. And you can see it's got some really great rewards here. Now, I'm not going to be pulling forever and ever because I mean, these legendary skill tomes are very juicy down here, and that would be fantastic. But in ancient shards, you can see an ancient shard is only 20 points. So in order to get to this legendary skill tome, you would have to pull somewhere in the vicinity of 200 and, it's actually 213, I think, ancient shards, or, close to 200 plus a bunch of mystery shards. And then you're looking at, more and more for each legendary tome. However, I'm looking at this 6-star haste glyph right here. This is certainly reachable for me. I get an epic skill tome, I get a 5-star and a 6-star haste glyph, I get a mortal soulstone, and I get some soul coins. So those are some nice extra resources on top of the chance of getting that extra legendary. These are some extra resources that are worth considering. So I've got the extra legendary chance, I've got these resources as a chance. And then there's something else that's going on that makes me think, okay, this puts it over the top, that you can pull from the ancient shards, you can pull the rare champion for the fusion event. I'm still forgetting this guy's name. Let me go down here and check him out. Rehab. So if I can pull even one of these, that's going to save me a lot of work on the fusion. Okay, I apologize. That's the end of my voice. I'm just going to get into the shard pulls. We're going to try to do until we're going to pull until we hit. Hopefully that won't take too long. If we have to go and buy shards, we will. I'll call out any, big, important champions that we pull along the way. But for the most part, I'm going to try to rest my voice. All right, here we go. Let's see if we can get lucky. Okay, let's start pulling 10 pulls. Hopefully we see gold early on. Come on. What? Don't do that to me in the middle of my video. I think that's all my shards. Okay, so that was 84 shards. I'm going to go grab some more shards. Let's see. I'll make a little bit of space. I will be right back. Okay, we are back. The server is back up. Rough video today. A little bit of a rough video today. They're also working on the street outside my house, so I hope you don't hear too much banging around and the trucks and stuff outside. But we'll try to get this done. Got enough space to do 20 pull here, so we're going to do 10s, and we're just going to keep pulling until we hit. At this point, we are committed. I think we are. This is 110 or 114 or something like that. So let's see. More blue tacks. Oh, we get a Taragi the Frog. Actually, a very good epic. I already have one. I don't know that I would build a second. There we go. There we go. Finally. Underpriest Brogni. Yeah. Holy cow. And I just wasted 7 extra shards, but who cares? That is a champion I can use. Underpriest Brogni is an amazing champion. I believe he was a former fusion. King Garog, I don't know that much about. I don't see him that often. I think he's okay. Let me check him out first, because we'll just leave the best for last. All right. 2-time attack has a chance of a stun that increases. Okay. That's not great. 4 times. Okay, 4-hitter. Each critical has a 50% chance of decreasing the cooldown of Goremaker by 1 turn. Okay, so potentially you can get Goremaker multiple times pretty quickly. AoE ignores 20% of each target's defense, will ignore a further 5% of defense for each buff on the target. Okay. On a 5-turn cooldown. Increases this champion's speed by 6 and crit damage by 7% for each enemy this champion kills in a round. Stacks up to 30 speed and 35% crit damage. Stacks will reset if this champion is killed. Whenever an enemy champion is revived, fills this champion's turn meter by 30% for each revived enemy. Then places a 50% increased attack buff and 30% increased crit damage buff on this champion for 1 turn. Okay, so this is the first thing I'm seeing where I'm like, wow, that's a cool skill. Everything else is kind of subpar. I mean, I think that this skill could potentially hit pretty hard. He is an attack-based champion, so his multipliers are probably decent. But yeah, this is one of those things where, you know, if you're up against a team that has multiple revivers, like in a live arena, and they keep bringing them back, you can get this. And it looks like this doesn't have a cooldown. So basically, every time you kill somebody and they revive it, he's just going to go again. And potentially you can get multiple Goremakers off if you use Goremaker, then use Hack to Bits, and then maybe you can come back to Goremaker. So interesting arena champion, I would think, but really, I don't see a ton of use for him. He does have a base speed of 105 here at 5 stars. He might be even faster at 6 stars. But okay. But now the main event, Underpriest Brogni, definitely one of the champions high on my list, maybe like 4th or 5th on my list in terms of non-void legendaries. Definitely near the top of the list. So cool champion, does a unique thing that we'll get to in just a second. But so attacks one enemy, has a, looks like 60% chance of placing an HP burn debuff for 2 turns. Attacks all enemies, has a 100% chance of removing 1 random buff from all enemies, and has a 100% chance of removing 1 random debuff from all allies. This is the important part of this skill. I mean, the skill's already really good, but increases the value of shield buffs on all allies by 30% of the damage inflicted. This not only makes him great for arena defense, which is really one of the places he shines, but this is why he is part of the world record clan boss team. So you get into a clan boss team where you're putting shields on, and you need buff extenders to extend that shield so it never comes down. And that means every time it comes around, Underpriest Brogni will increase its value by 30% of the damage he inflicts with this skill. So you need him to hit hard, and then it'll boost the shield. And then you throw, I think it's Corpulent Cadaver or whatever that rare is, who hits harder based on the size of the shield. As Brogni increases the shield size, Corpulent Cadaver hits harder. But even if I can't make that team work, this is a champion that I'm going to be using in arena defense, absolutely. His A3 places a block debuff buff and a 50% increased attack on all allies for 2 turns. So block debuffs is really great. Also places a shield equal to 30% of his max HP. The shield buff cannot be removed. So maybe he's the only one who has to bring the shield, and he can then extend, he can then increase it. So you just need extenders to get this back around. And because it can't be removed, not that Clan Boss would remove it anyway, but that's nice. You can also actually get 2 shields, because if you get an artifact shield, so if you have a champion, an ally of Brogni who has a shield set, or a bolster set, or any of the sets that provide a shield, he'll increase that shield as well as the skill shield that's placed. So those 2 shields actually count as different shields. Whenever an ally under a shield buff is attacked, reflects 25% of the damage inflicted on the shield back to the attacker. Also heals that ally. How good is this kit? It is just crazy good. You can probably use him in a lot of places. I'm thinking Iron Twins potentially. I'm thinking, there are a lot of Doom Tower. There are waves you can use, Arena, obviously, and then the Clan Boss team. He's going to be fun. He's definitely going to be one of my next built champions. I've got 2 who are kind of in the bullpen waiting at 5 stars, ready to be leveled up. I don't know if he's going to jump in line. He might. I'm going to have to check it to see if I have those champions to build that world record team. If I don't, then he may have to wait, an extra week or 2. But all right. So I don't know how many shards that took total, but I'm pretty sure it was a lot. I'm going to guess 120, 130 maybe. Anyway, let me know if you decided to do this event. Let me know who your 2 legendary champions were, if you were able to actually pull for them. Did you get any great epics along the way, or did you opt out and just say, hey, this is a cash grab by Plarium and I'm not going to get involved? Which, by the way, I respect. I totally respect. But you could see I don't generally pull I don't pull ancient shards during 2 times events anymore, because I really don't need that many legendary champions. Like, there are tons that I want, but I don't really need that many. So I'm usually saving them for guaranteed champions so I can be a little bit more selective and pick. But I just thought this would be a fun video. And I thought it would be one I could do in my current condition pretty easily. That proved to not be the case. It was actually pretty hard. So I think I'm going to take a day or 2 off from videos. I'm going to see how I feel. And hopefully I'll be able to maybe write a script or 2 for some of those deep dive videos I've been promising you. And then that will be my triumphant comeback. So thanks for hanging out. Again, in the comments below, let me know what champions you pulled. Also, don't forget to drop a like or subscribe if you like the content on this channel. We're going to be trying to put out at least 3 or 4 videos a week, every week. I'm really excited about what's going on the channel, and I'm having a lot of fun, less the COVID. So anyway, thanks for hanging out. I've been Colred. I'll see you in another video soon.